Hey, what is up, mortals? It is I, KiChanVA, here with a new video for you today. Welcome to part 6, season 1 of What If Kaminari Got OFA. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So, we begin.
Say, could I ask you something, Kaminari?
What's up, Asui? As the students were lining up to get on their bus, the recently appointed class president was approached by one of the more blunt girls just before they were allowed on. Of course, since they hadn't interacted at all, Kaminari was left a bit puzzled at what she might have wanted to ask him, but he did have an idea about what she might want to say to him. It was most likely about yesterday, when the media had broken the infamous UA gates and caused a level 3 security breach that incited a panic in the entire student body, including himself. It was highly likely that she was annoyed that he hadn't kept his cool during the situation, which was completely fair. If it hadn't been for Ida and Uraraka, a lot of people probably would have been hurt. Wait, if it's about yesterday, don't bother. I know exactly what you're going to say, and you're right. I totally screwed up and couldn't get anyone under control during the riot. I know the whole situation was unexpected, but that's no excuse for not being able to do anything. And you're totally right to be mad at me, but I'm not going to resign. Just because I made a mistake doesn't mean I'm unqualified. If anything, I view this as a...
Actually, that wasn't what I wanted to talk about. Though it's nice to see you taking responsibility for something out of your control, Ribbit.
Asui said, much to the confusion of Kaminari, who thought she was going to scold him.
I was just going to ask if you were related to All Might.
The blonde brain short-circuited for a moment. Say what? Why would you... I don't...
Sorry if I'm way off the mark, Ribbit. I was just thinking, you're both blonde and you both are pretty boisterous. But I guess neither of those are really rare traits, huh?
Oh, it was 'cause of that, Denki asked as he chuckled a bit. Yeah, I mean, I can see how you'd get that, since blonde hair is kinda uncommon here, but I'm pretty sure I'm not related to All Might. I mean, I guess he could be a distant relative or something, but I'm pretty sure I'd know if that was the case. The brunette nodded in understanding.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure someone would brag about it if they knew they were related to a famous hero, especially if it was All Might.
Well, I think it depends on the hero, but yeah, I'd definitely let you know about it. I'd have used it as a reason for getting the presidency in the first place, Kaminari joked.
Huh, you have a point. And here I thought I'd stumbled onto a major conspiracy or something.
The girl admitted with a sigh of defeat. Denki rubbed the back of his head, slightly upset at the fact that he'd made this girl sad. I mean, I can see how you'd make that connection since we both have spiky blonde hair. It was at least better than some of the other theories I've read about All Might and the secret affairs he supposedly had.
Yeah, you're right. As expected of our class president, Ribbit. Oh, and just call me Sue.
Kaminari opened up his mouth to speak, but Mr. Aizawa spoke up before him to gather the students' attention. All right, quit standing around and get on the bus. We'll be gone all day, and it takes at least an hour to drive there. As soon as the hero finished speaking, Kaminari felt himself being pushed forward, much to his annoyance. Hey, who the heck is... The blonde looked behind him and then turned his gaze downward. Minetta, why the heck are you... Let's go! I gotta get on the bus! The little midget muttered through clenched teeth. Did he get jealous that I was talking to Asui? I mean, she's cute, but I wasn't flirting with her or anything. And he seemed pretty proud of me when he thought Yaoyorozu was worried about me. So I don't get what his problem is. Also, why the hell is he so strong? He's half my size. Okay, I'm going. Calm down, man. Onto the small step before getting inside the bus. Jeez, you scum, the dwarf whispered behind him, face seething with rage. As they both sat down, Kaminari made sure he sat next to Minetta and not any girls to make sure the little twerp didn't get even more angry. Unfortunately, that didn't really work when a punk-looking girl decided to sit right next to them and strike up a conversation with him. So you're the guy that was able to create a strategy to take down the villain team with an impromptu strategy? Because you're able to think on your feet? But if there's an alarm going off and people are stampeding, you think the best thing to do is join them and get yourself killed by a mob, she said whilst nodding her head before holding her thumb up. Great planning there, Prez. Kaminari growled with a small blush on his face while Minetta let out a small laugh. The girl just smiled at him. Don't worry about it too much. I'm just joshing you. I know it's unfair to judge you for freaking out about something like that. Even the third years were panicking, and I know I didn't handle it well. Heck, even the little guy here was running around and screaming about how we were all gonna die. The girl smirked at Minaru's outraged expression before offering her hand to the blonde boy. I'm Jiro, by the way. Denki shook her hand. Kaminari. Nice to meet you, Jiro. Well, aren't you formal? She quipped. Just what I want to see in an authority figure. Ah! All Might's successor found himself dumbfounded. Was this girl flirting with him? Denki thought that she was just teasing him at first as a way to break the ice, but now he... Wait a minute here. This girl's screwing with me, isn't she? There's no way she's actually interested in me when we just met here. And considering her personality, she's messing with me. Well, you know what? Two can play that game, Jiro. Yeah, it's like I said. I'm the best person for the job, Jiro, he said while grabbing her hands in his own, making her blush. I'm glad you finally see. Sit down and shut up. You're all giving me a headache. And we haven't even started moving yet. Yes, sir. Denki squeaked out in a small voice before sitting back down. He wasn't sure if Aizawa was talking to him directly, but he wasn't going to take any chances, even if Mineta was giggling at him. This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN allows you to change your IP address, making it harder to track and securing your privacy. In addition to providing safe passage through the web, you can also expand the reach of your favorite streaming services like Disney+. If you're from the United States, you won't be able to watch any of the MCU or Sony Spider-Man movies, but by switching your location to Japan, you can access them whenever you want. Check out the link in the description to get 3 extra months when you purchase the 12-month subscription plan that costs $99.99 a year. This deal is for a limited time, and thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Kaminari sang quietly as he was looking out the window in boredom. He thought about singing something else, but he was borderline in a trance. It wasn't until Bakugo started screaming at him that he snapped out of it. Shut the hell up, Sparky! The heck are you screaming for? You were singing a children's song for 10 minutes! Kaminari smirked at the ashy blonde Pomeranian. Getting mad over a harmless children's song? Man, that can never be me. Guess that's why I got voted class president. You! All right, we're almost there. 13 and All Might should be greeting us, so make sure you pay attention. Kaminari chuckled as Bakugo looked irate, but they both dropped their conversation as the bus rolled into the parking lot of UA's on-site disaster simulation stadium. After it stopped, everyone began making their way off and were greeted by someone dressed in a very bulky spacesuit.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Space Hero 13, and this here is my specially constructed facility designed to help you practice your quirks in artificial environments that simulate natural disasters. I call it the Unforeseen Simulation Joint.
Or Universal Studios Japan, Kaminari thought to himself as they all followed 13 inside the actual building. As it turned out, the inside was incredibly spacious to the point that it seemed as if it was bigger than it was on the outside. Kaminari was so enthralled by the spectacle of it all that he completely missed Aizawa talking to 13, not that he would have heard them if he was actually paying attention. As Aizawa walked back to the group, the space hero continued her lecture.
Before we begin, I just have one thing to say to all of you. Well, 2, or more like 3 or 4.
Get on with it, Aizawa remarked.
Right. Well, as I'm sure some of you know, my quirk is Black Hole. It allows me to suck anything into my hands and destroy it completely, which I use to help with rescue operations by removing the debris off of civilians or getting rid of other large obstacles. But if I'm not careful, my quirk could just as easily get someone killed.
There was an audible pause as the students looked slightly frightened by her tonal shift before she kept going.
Sorry if I'm scaring you here, but I need you to understand. You're all training to be heroes. So you need to be aware of the dangers your quirks possess. Even if your intentions are good, they won't stop you from creating a bigger problem if you don't know how to use your quirks properly. I'm sure you can all imagine what would happen if someone like All Might accidentally threw a punch at a civilian, yes? That's the kind of thing that...
Sorry to interrupt you, Teach, Tetsu said as he cut her off while pointing to the center of the facility, but what's that? It seemed as if Aizawa wanted to scold the metalhead for his interruption, but that look of annoyance swiftly changed into one of concern and apprehension as everyone gazed down at the swirling mass below them. As they looked, the mass turned into a vortex from which came several costumed people.
Are these fake villains? Man, that's really cool!
Kirishima said before Aizawa stepped forward. Everyone get back. This isn't fake. 13, take care of the students. Kaminari, see if you can get in touch with the school. I'll hold them off.
Wait!
Kaminari tried to stop him, but Aizawa jumped off the steps and started racing down before he could finish.
Damn it! I was gonna say that I can't reach anyone. Miss 13, what do we do if they get past him?
Alas, I fear as though they come sooner than you speak. Someone answered him, but it wasn't the voice of the astronaut. Instead, it seemed to come from the same mist that had brought the villains there. A mist that was circling around them and forming a head? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Kirigiri of the League of Villains, and this is the day All Might falls.
Huh! Hell! Die!
Tetsu, Kirishima, and Bakugo yelled out in what would have been unison if Bakugo didn't ruin it, as they launched themselves at the Misty Man, only to miss and get engulfed in the mist along with all the other students.
Crap, this is bad!
Kaminari thought before he felt himself falling and subsequently hitting the ground hard, only to be hurt even more as someone fell on him.
Ow!
Kaminari! Oh, I'm so sorry. Feminine voice called out to him before he felt the weight leave him. Looking up, he saw that it was Yaoyorozu who had fallen on him. And as he looked around, he could see Jiro on the ground beside him, looking stunned.
It's no trouble at all, whatever your name is.
He grunted as he got up along with Jiro and took in their surroundings.
God, I have a killer headache. Where are... Shh.
Yaoyorozu suddenly put her hand over his mouth as she gestured forward. Following her hand, Kaminari could distinctly make out some costumed people that were definitely not in their class. Considering what had just happened, he assumed that they were villains.
All right,
he whispered as he gestured Jiro over to them and took Yaoyorozu's hand off of him.
So let's look at the facts. We're being ambushed by a group of villains that somehow infiltrated a facility built by UA, and I can't reach anyone outside. So they're somehow jamming the comms. I'm assuming we're in a part of the facility designated for earthquakes instead of floods or something like that. Which I think that means they don't know about our quirks and decided to split us up. In which case, I've got the perfect plan.
He explained before bolting out of their little cave right at the unsuspecting villains and screaming at the top of his lungs,
Yo, come catch these hands, you stupid villains!
Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to say if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in today's excellent content production. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, I'd like to extend an invitation for you to join the team. The only caveat is that we only accept members from the age of 16 and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it for today's video, so thank you for watching. Have a great day.